for the Brookings County Commission for Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. Please rise for the pledge. Next on the agenda is an invitation for a citizen to schedule a time on the commission agenda for an item not listed. There's a 5-minute time limit per person. Anyone wanting to speak during this agenda item must sign in prior to the start of the meeting. No commission action will be taken during the agenda item. Any requested action item may be scheduled for a future meeting date. And we have nobody signed in today. Next on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Move approval.
Second.
Discussion, changes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 5 is the consent agenda, which includes the minutes, travel education requests, personnel action notices, cellular authorizations, and human services report. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, comments, changes? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next on the agenda is routine business. Letter A is approval of claims. Is there a motion to approve the claims?
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion, comments?
There is one change that I did hand out this morning. The amount for one of the rural access infrastructure payments needed to be changed, so that's updated in front of you.
All right. Any other changes or comments? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Krogman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, department head reports. Ryan.
A little bit of update south of town. Had a meeting yesterday again with BMU and H&H and Bose. The asphalt is done. They got a little bit to do, and it sounds like they may end up doing that next year just because of the weather changing. As far as some asphalt tying into the main line, so that may be gravelled this year. The striping and sign work is done. The shoulder work is not done, and the seating is not done. And BMU and I both agree we don't feel comfortable opening that up until the shoulder work is done, because there's some safety issues that we're concerned about. If somebody were to exit the roadway, there's some pretty steep drop-offs. So we're waiting for that work to get done. I don't have a definitive date to share, but once that work is done, you guys will be notified, so the road can be opened back up. So that's an update there. Like I said, as soon as I find something out, I will make sure everybody is in the know on that. The brew shop, I was up there yesterday and met with the contractor. Electrical's going on. Insulation is done. Heating, or tin is done. Heating was being installed yesterday. We're very close to being done for our December 15th timeline. So we'll be into that hopefully before the end of the month, or hopefully before the end of the December, sorry. Aside from that, county crews have been working on removing trees within the right-of-ways. Particularly, we're working on areas that blocking stop signs or any snow trap areas. One of the things that we started this morning, we're hauling some rock along some slough areas. We're hauling a little bit of additional rock down there by County Road 10, right by Highway 81 or 213th Street, and then there's some more sloughs while the water's down that we want to address, so then when the water does come back up, our road's a little bit more protected. Finally, bid opening for the east shed. We had 2 bids, and I'm going to recommend the low bid of $239,900. As you can see below in my report there, with that number and the insurance and FEMA, we would be covered.
Questions? Have you heard anything on 34th, opening that up yet?
I was out there yesterday, and it looks like the asphalt on the main line is completed. But they are, again, same thing with South Main. They need to be tied into the businesses as far as with asphalt or some concrete into those businesses. And I didn't really get an update from BMU on that. I know after our meeting yesterday, they were heading over there to inspect what was going on over on 34th. But just looking at it from the outside, it looks like they just got to get the dirt work is primarily done. They just need to tie into the businesses that are served along that corridor.
Have you had any correspondence with DOT on snow fence at the Royal Corner?
I haven't. We do have all that snow fence loaded up on a trailer. I have not heard anything from Matt.
Anything we can do?
Okay.
I think it would help that intersection. It's pretty open. They got the field worked and it's pretty open out there now.
Right. That's all I got.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Sheriff?
Good morning.
Morning.
Just a quick overview with the detention center. We got 53 inmates. 18 of them are Brookings County inmates, and the rest are out of county. Got 10 from the U.S. Marshal Service, which is our contract is for 10. And we got 5 from Moody County, 1 from Flandreau Santee True Tribe. So everything's going well there with those contracts. We have 140, so that's up a little bit on the 24/7 program, 140 participants. We have 48 coming in twice a day for PBTs, and we also have remote breath tests, 13, Scram 13, UAs 30, and so that area continues to stay busy. Just kind of an update, we Cummins generator, what we have are 2 generators. This one is the older generator that's been around for, I don't know, Bob we're thinking about 20 years. The county was able to get that through a Homeland Security grant 20 years ago. I don't know if you remember, we had an outage and we had inmates and deputies caught in the elevators, so then we finally got, we didn't have a generator at that time that was, we had a partial generator at the sheriff's office, but it didn't control the courthouse. This generator we share with the courthouse because the detention center has its own generator. But the basic line, when they came to do their inspection, the radiator is leaking, and that, I guess, happens to be the most expensive part. And it's $13,000 to repair that radiator, which I said to go ahead and get the parts. They don't know when it's going to come in, but it won't be. I was talking with Stacy, it'll probably be next budget. We'll have to figure out how to pay for it, I guess, out of next year's budget. So just to let you, maintenance has to check it once a week just to make sure it's still got fluid in it and stuff, antifreeze and so forth. So we'll have to get that repaired. The other thing is, as you recall, Dr. He retired, wants to retire January 1st as coroner. He's reached out to the clinic and so forth, and no takers. I asked my doctor, and then I was thinking about Dr. Warren, who's retired, and he said he'd reached out to Dr. Warren. Bottom line is, I haven't got any takers. So I did contact Dave Erickson, who is the retired police chief, and he said he's interested. And I checked with the state. In statute, there's not a lot of qualifications for coroner. You don't have to have a medical background, because there's some counties that the sheriff's the coroner, some counties that funeral home directors are the coroners. So it's across the state, it's different individuals, and they don't all have medical background. We've been lucky in Brookings County because we always were able to have a doctor that had a medical background. And years ago, in the 80s and the 90s, they took turns being coroner. The doctors did. I remember, I go back to probably Dr. Saxena, then Dr. Filler, Joni Holm, and then Dr. Hebe. And Hebe's been coroner a couple times. So anyway, Dr. Hebe's willing. Of course, will be an appointment by you, by the commission, and I guess I'm just bringing his name forward. That's not it's again up to the commission if they want to go that route. Also, I checked with the state, and it's all that's required is 16 hours of training, which they have online. So he has to have that done by January 31st. So, and I have several deputies that have that 16-hour training, in which I do too. So, Kevin Murfield, who's my investigator, when Dr. Hebe was out of town, he took coroner calls. So he's around to help. And Dr. Hebe said that he would help also. We're averaging, the last 3 years I checked, we're averaging about 29 calls per year with coroner. This year we already have 29, so this year was kind of a bad year for us. That August, September, October was really busy for that. So I'm just bringing that forward to see what your thought process or reaction is to that.
Back in 2015, when Dr. Hebe came on, I went back and kind of looked. The board just took action to appoint him. Coroner is actually an elected position. In my 21 years with the county, we've never had anybody run for coroner. So it would be an appointment through basically the end of next year. And then whoever, if it's Dave Erickson or whoever, they'd have to file a petition to either run for the office. If no one does, then the commission appoints again. And that's basically been the protocol, is the commission just continues to appoint someone annually.
That's kind of our only taker so far, but unless somebody else steps up here in the next month or so. But obviously, I think having medical background would be nice and the best situation. But if we can't get anybody that's willing to do it, then we gotta, you might end up doing it too, or your office might be too. So if Dave's willing to do it and has the experience in law enforcement and that kind of thing, I don't see an issue or a problem with it. But it's up to you guys. I mean, we'll decide that if he decides he wants to.
Okay. So we'll still put things together for the next commission meeting then.
I would think so.
Stacy, you said if nobody runs, is there a time frame where nobody runs for the position, then we appoint, or?
It's a position that you appoint as part of your, first of your annual appointments that you do every year, is appoint that coroner position. So
Basically after the first year, when we do
yeah, I mean, you would appoint kind of through the end of, he would basically, because Dr. Hebe is going to retire at the end of this year, so it would be essentially a 1-year appointment. And then don't run for office, but then, just annual appointments then thereafter.
And Dr. Hebe's willing to work whoever's appointed, to work with him a little bit, get him his contacts, at Sanford and Avera. When someone passes away, the coroner usually has to go and get, medical background and stuff. And of course, when Dr. Hebe was a doctor, he could get onto the computer. He had authorization. Now that he's retired, he has no longer authorization, but he can he's got his individuals that will give him the information so that he can, properly sign the death certificate and so forth. We were lucky with Dr. Hebe. Dr. Hebe came to a lot of the scenes, most of the scenes. Not all the doctors have done that. There's some that are easy to call. They, have some major illness, and so some of them are natural causes, of course. Anything that's suspicious, the coroner should come and work with the investigators that are checking into it. So that makes sense.
Yep.
But there's not a lot. When you look up coroner in the state statute, there's not much that tells. There's not much there. So there's not a lot of qualifications for coroner when it comes to the state law. So.
Sounds good.
Other than that, we're staying busy with deer accidents. It's just every day it's deer accidents. So My investigators recovered $25,000 in some stolen tools and stuff, that's going to solve some crimes in Brookings County and some other counties also. And so they've been staying busy. We got some leads on some other things. We've had these copper thefts that we're trying to get a handle on and get some suspects with that too. So department's been busy. Other than that, if you have any questions.
Sheriff, with that, as I'm trying to understand the coroner, is there like a one-page, here's what the coroner does type something or another so that I can understand that more?
But no, I'm sorry.
With the coroner position open, if I'd have somebody ask me, what does the coroner do? Do you have a job description of that somewhere?
Dr. Heeb, and actually Stacy asked me if I would do one, and I just haven't put it into the county thing, but yes. He wrote some things that, he'd like to see in the coroner, and there are some certain things. There's about 6 or 7 things by state law that the coroner, should do, what his duties are. If a death investigation, if something's suspicious that the coroner, or there's only 3 that can order autopsies. It's the sheriff, Dan, state's attorney, and then the coroner. And, if he thinks something's suspicious, he can order an autopsy, those types of things. So, but I am putting something together, so I can present that at the next meeting.
Email it to me or something.
So, yeah.
Sounds good. All right, anything else? All right, thank you.
Yep.
Lori, anything? Okay. Bob?
Good morning. The first big news is we are moving our offices, or technically we're downstairs. The sign still says equalization. We're getting a lot of people wanting to talk about taxes to us, but we just send them upstairs now. We're still modifying the office, so it's not, we're down there and equalization's upstairs, and we're still getting things moved around, but we're working, our phones work and our computers work, so we can operate out of where we're at. I got 2 new radios in the past week. They're analog radios, UHF, VHF. They replaced my 1998 specials that I got in my emergency operations trailer. We had mass fatality training on November 9th. During the PPCC meeting, we went ahead and brought in the mass fatality trainers out of South Dakota Department of Health, and from all the after-action reviews, it was a good class. Supposed to have had a Region 6 meeting here in Brookings on November 13th, Monday, but it was postponed due to illness. That'll be December 4th now. On Tuesday, November 14th, I went to Chamberlain for an SDEMA meeting, and I also called into the radio station from from Chamberlain, and talked to emergency management messages. We had our LAPC meeting held at the SGS facility over north of town. Yesterday, I went up to Buffalo Ridge 2 for an emergency management type visit. On next week, there's a NACO, the president's fall board meetings in Minneapolis. I got a travel request in to go. I do plan on requesting the county commission Durango, so I don't drive the big red truck won't park in the parking lot where the meeting is. So just to let you know, I'm going to request that. And that's all I have. We did have a Maderi drainage meeting with Banners Associate. They got all the players together on November the 14th, and that progress is going on. We had a couple county commissioners at the meeting, and they can explain what progress they saw in the meeting. I missed most of the meeting due to being out, but I showed up at the very last minute. Any questions? Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we have a few be it noted items of the finance officer's report, which are the auditor's account for the treasurer, payroll and register of deeds, statement of fees collected. Letter D is action to approve fourth quarter transfers as per budget appropriations. These are from the General Fund 101-4-911-4294 to the Highway and Bridge Fund of 201-3-371-0000 in the amount of $464,384.50. And from the General Fund 101-4-911-4290 to the Emergency Management Fund of 226-3-370-0000 in the amount of $40,833.50. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve both transfers. Second.
Any discussion?
These are budgeted transfers that wrap up our transfers for the year.
All right. Any other further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
We have one scheduled agenda item at 9, and so we're a little short of that time, so we'll move on to number 8 of regular business. Letter A is action to approve Resolution 23-47, a plat of Lot 1A, Grow Road, Sanema Edition, in the southeast quarter of Section 1, Township 111 North, Range 49 West of 5th Principal Meridian, Brookings County, South Dakota. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion, comments?
This was heard on November 7th at our regularly scheduled planning and zoning meeting, passed unanimously and sent to this board with the recommendation that you approve it.
Any further discussion? Comments? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Letter B is action to approve Resolution 23-48, a plat of lots 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Cooper Ridge Edition in the northeast quarter of Section 9, Township 110 North, Range 50 West, the 5th Principal Meridian, Brookings County, South Dakota. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Discussion.
Same thing, heard November 7th, passed, sent to this board with the recommendation you approve it.
Okay. Any further discussion, comments? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Letter C is action to approve Resolution 23-49, a plat of lots 1, 2, and 3 of Birkland Edition in the south half of Section 35, Township 109 North, Range 51 West, in the 5th Principal Meridian, Brookings County, South Dakota. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion.
Heard November 7th, passed by the zoning board unanimously, sent to this board with a recommendation that you approve it.
All right. Any further comments, discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Thank you, Bob. Letter D is an action to approve Agreement 23-70, a memorandum of understanding between South Dakota State University Extension and Brookings County for 2024. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Comments.
This is an annual agreement. Items 5 through 11 on this agreement, though, are new this year, were added to the agreement. I've had a chance to look it over. State's Attorney Dan Nelson has a chance to look it over. We don't have any issues with those additions, so we would recommend approval.
All right, further comments, discussion. Hearing none, please call the roll.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Letter E is action to approve Agreement 23-71, a lease renewal agreement between Denwell Management and Brookings County for the Community Health Services Office. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Discussion.
This is actually, we've been doing 2-year agreements. This is actually a 3-year agreement with Denwell to lease the WIC Community Health Office space on South Main. The rate then, it did increase from $990 per month to $1,050 per month, but then that's a locked-in rate for the next 3 years.
All right, any further discussion, comments? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Letter F is an action to approve the proposal from Johnson Controls as bid through Sourcewell for a new generator for the Brookings City County Government Center. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, comments?
This is for the new generator that's actually budgeted for this building for next year. There is a $12,000 down payment that we will need to make yet this year. There are some savings with our AV project here at the joint, or for the government center, that we'll recognize this year that we can spend that money on for the down payment. And then there's some cost savings in the generator project next year that came in under what we had budgeted and estimated for, that will continue to kind of wrap up our AV project that didn't get done yet this year. So this is also something that the city council will be approving at an upcoming meeting.
Further discussion, comments? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Hostler.
Aye.
Krogman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Letter G is an action to approve the low bid of $239,900 to Caliber LLC for the maintenance equipment storage building at the Highway Department. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval.
Second.
Discussion, comments? Brian?
This bid was to replace the e-shop, I guess is how it's referred to on our insurance. The intention was to replace this building on its original footprint and original size. And this is just gonna be a cold storage building. There's really no frills. There'll be some electricity as far as lights and outlets go, but pretty much just gonna be a cold storage building and 3 doors.
3 doors.
I see one company did not provide proof of insurance. Is that liability insurance or is that?
We asked for proof of liability insurance, and that wasn't provided in their bid.
Thank you.
Recommendation then is for the low bid, correct?
Yep, Calver has done an excellent job on the Bruce shop, and talking with them, they're excited to have the opportunity to work with us again on this. I just getting a estimated timeline. They may start sometime in the spring, but the completion date for this is going to be October 31st next year.
All right. Any other comments, questions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bartley.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Hostler.
Aye.
Vanderwall.
Aye.
Krogman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Letter H is action to approve a right-of-way certificate for project number BRO-B8006, PCN 084G. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Second. All right, discussion, comments?
We approved the agreements with the landowner on this project, which would be Norris Patrick. This is just the certificate that the feds need, and I forgot to provide that at the same time for approval, but this bridge is located up near Lake Hendricks, or Oak Lake, sorry, on County Road 44. And I don't have the map in front of me, but I had been providing you guys the map to kind of show you guys where these were at. But it is our farthest northwest or northeast structure that we received a local federal grant for.
All right, any further comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Letter I is action to approve a request to fill vacancy for a road foreman in the Highway Department. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval. Second.
Discussion, comments?
Our current road foreman is planning to retire in January, so we want to start the process of advertising and hiring for that position.
I see the fill vacancy there. There's quite a bit of pay out there, obviously, for as long as he's been with us. Is that something budgetary that we're going to be able to absorb?
I believe that was budgeted for
Correct.
in 2024, when it will be paid out.
He had kind of mentioned that, and we did have it to talk about in the budget. I'm sure it was in there.
All right. Sounds good. Any further comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Letter J is action to approve the following appointments. Number 1 is Lindsay Woolman for the BCOAC Advisory Board, Community at-Large Member for a 2-year term. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion. Comments. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next one is Elizabeth Yoshida, Extension Board, 1-year term. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion, comments. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. It is 9 o'clock, and we have a scheduled agenda item of a public hearing. So we will start here with public hearing and action to approve a package off-sale liquor license for the Brookings Country Club effective January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023. Is there a motion to approve? Is that 23, right, or is that 24?
Yes, this is for this year.
Year.
So they are aware that if they want to continue this license, they will have to reapply for 2024.
Okay.
Move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. We will open the public hearing right now. Is there any proponents? Any proponents for the public hearing for this? Proponents. Hearing none. Is there any opponents? Any opponents for the public hearing? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing and open up for comments and discussion. Jenna?
Yes, just want to let you guys know that this is a new type of license. It went into effect July 1st of 2021. This is the first request that we've received for this type of license. As Stacy mentioned, the licensing period for this license is going on right now, which would be January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023. I apologize, I thought Zach would be here, but he is aware, I did make him aware that if the board did approve it, it would just be until this year. So, and he is aware of that, so if they would like to apply for this type of license for the 2024 season, they'll need to resubmit an application with payment. So,
Is there a number that we have, or is there a limit of the number of licenses that we can do with off-sale?
yes, it's the same. It's determined by South Dakota Codified Law 35-4-11.1. It's just determined off population. As you can see, they do have to be outside of that 3 miles. So right now, Brookings County has 6 types of licenses. Like we have 6 of these licenses. So, and the country club is the first one to apply for it. So if you do approve it, we would then have 5 available off-sale licenses left.
Comments?
Then I have one question. Is hours of operation, is there any criteria on that?
It would be the same as regular on-sale, off-sale malt beverage. You can't sell or take home, I think it's after 2 a.m., between 2 a.m. and 7 a.m.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Jensen,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right. We'll move to number 9 on the agenda, and is Commission Department Director's Report. Stacy.
The October Veteran Service Officer Report, 187 veterans have been were assisted in October. They did 9 DAV van rides, 5 outreach events, and they have, according to Matt, have created a newsletter that gets emailed out to veterans. So that is all happened last month. The general fund surplus, that information is included in the finance officer's report. We're at 49% for October month end. That's just above the 10-year average of 48.3. And again, we'll kind of continue to watch that for any assignments or needs like that as we get to year end here, a couple meetings from now. Also included with my staff report is draft legislation that came out of the county funding summer study. So there's quite a few pages of theirs and a lot of different draft legislation for you to look through to start thinking about that as we turn the calendar and the legislative session kicks off. Other than that, just some upcoming dates to be aware of. County offices are closed both Thursday and Friday this week with Thanksgiving. Next Tuesday is the Egg Appreciation Banquet. And we do have a table. I think we still have one spot available at that table if anyone else is interested in attending. The Mayor's Holiday Celebration, December 6th. Wednesday, December 13th, the Chamber Legislative Look-Ahead is then. Yesterday at the BCOAC Advisory Board meeting, Dustin said that December 15th is when Santa will be out at the BCOAC. And the Christmas light show is already available if you want to head out there between like 5 and 9 p.m. Now you can go out there and tune your radio to like 88.1 and watch the lights dance to the music that's out there. So that's all going on right now. But December 15th is Santa at the BCOAC. And we have Christmas off on the 25th and New Year's Day holiday. That's all I have, unless you have some questions for me.
Any questions for Stacy? All right, State's Attorney's Office report. Thank you. Commissioner reports. Commissioner Vanderbilt.
Jensen for filling in for me on November 9 for the Joint Powers Board. On November 13th, I attended the open house for the Highway 14 bypass here. And on Tuesday, November 14th, I attended the legislative discussion. And in the afternoon, as Mr. Hill said, we had a Madera Creek Big Sioux diversion. We're making some progress on there. We've got another meeting scheduled, and we're making some progress. And later that evening, on the night of the 14th, I attended the Brookings County 4-H recognition event. My report.
All right. Mr. Bartley.
All righty, I got a few of them here. November 7th, we had the county planning and zoning meeting. Plats that we approved today were approved that night and moved on to us for approval, which happened. On the 8th, the 10-county meeting in Clear Lake. I attended with many of the other commissioners here. It was a well-attended meeting, and the lunch by the church ladies up there was excellent again. It was good food. A good meeting. Had a report from our state secretary, or state executive, Christie. Got us up to date on some things. On the 9th, I had a first district meeting. It was kind of in Volga. It was kind of their annual Christmas party early, so it didn't affect the weather like it did last year when they tried to do it and the snow came in and couldn't have it. On the 10th, I attended the Veterans Day ceremony at Dakota Bank Center. Well attended, very well done. It was a good speech, a good crowd. The Brookings High School band played and did an excellent job for us there. On 13th, went to the DOT open house in the chambers up here on the Highway 14 bridge, I-29 overpass, and 34th and 32nd Street intersections all the way over to almost 22nd Avenue. Had a lot of maps, a lot of suggestions. It's not a project that probably won't be done until 2029 before they start those projects, but they go through a long process of public comment. And again, all their stuff on that DOT is on their website, so if you look it up, you'll find it there if you want to look at all the maps and what they recommend and what they do not recommend. 14th, I had a chamber coffee with the legislators. It's kind of a get together with a great big circle of people. It's probably 25 people there. Got an update from our legislators on all the things they think might be coming up and what happened in the last legislative session. So it was very informative, and I thank those guys for coming and doing that. Also on the 14th, we had the 4-H awards banquet out at the BCOAC. It looked like there was really good attendance for that. Good to see all the kids that are involved in 4-H. On the 20th, we had a BEDC meeting yesterday, a board meeting. We ratified the purchase agreement with Ryan Companies out of Minneapolis that the city commission had approved at their Tuesday meeting. It then came to the BEDC to approve it because there's a transfer on those properties that goes through the BEDC, from the city to the BEDC. We transfer it to Ryan's Company. So that was approved yesterday at their meeting, and a budget for next year was presented. And that'd be my report.
Thank you. Commissioner Jensen.
As Commissioner Vanderwall stated, I attended the Joint Powers Board. We had lengthy discussion on the generator that we just approved. Also, we had an update from the Park and Rec Department on the new landscape, and also some tree trimming that was done, and some landscape that was cleaned up. Thank you to the Park and Rec Department for that. On the 14th, we did have a Madera Township drainage. It's moving forward. Some positive feedback from the NRCS, and we have some future meetings coming up. On that evening, Brookings County 4-H awards banquet. There was a lot of proud parents and 4-H members, and a lot of smiles coming from the kids out there. It was well attended. It was pretty much full out there. On 20th, BCOAC advisory board meeting yesterday, and as Stacy stated, Santa will be at the BCOAC on the 15th, so look forward to that if you have small children who like to come out. That's all I have.
All right. Mr. Hostler.
Yeah, so on the 8th, I attended the 10-county meeting up at Clear Lake as well. On the 9th, Joint Powers Board meeting here. Commissioner Jensen touched on what we talked about. Also on the 14th, the Public Affairs Committee Coffee with Legislators. I attended with Commissioner Bartley and Commissioner Vanderwall. And then yesterday, the BCOAC board meeting, and Commissioner Jensen touched on what we talked about there. That is my report.
All right. On the 8th, I had a 10-county meeting also. And then on the 15th, we had our monthly beta meeting board. So that's all I have. All right. Next on the agenda is executive session in accordance with South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-2, numbers 1 and 4 for personnel and contract negotiations. Is there a motion to enter into executive session?
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have no further agenda items after we come out of executive session, so we will adjourn.